Hey, thank you so much for jumping on here and joining me today for this week's video. I'm so thankful that you're on here. It always encourages me to see that you're following along, you're watching, and you're engaging with these teachings that I'm releasing because it's really all for you. That's what it's about. It's about helping you and releasing this stuff so that you can be encouraged and strengthened in your walk with the Lord. Hey, I want to encourage you, if you haven't done this already, to hit the button below and subscribe to follow along with us and to get more content like this. I also want to encourage you to like and comment as this video goes along because I want to hear from you. And lastly, if this video touches you, would you share it with somebody else so that they could be blessed as well? Well, today I want to talk to you about being the beloved. Being the beloved of God. In 1 Samuel 17, 32 through 40, it says this, if you turn there, 1 Samuel 17, 32 through 40. This is when David's confronting Goliath, and he's going through the ranks, and he's letting everybody know, hey, what's going to go on? What's happening? What's going on here? I'm going to wipe out this giant. I'm going to take out this giant that's defying the armies of the Lord and defying our God. And, rumor gets of it before the king, so he's brought before the king Saul, and this is where we jump in, verse 32. David said to Saul, let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him. Saul replied, you are not able to go out against this Philistine and fight him. You are only a young man, and he has been a warrior from his youth. But David said to Saul, your servant has been keeping his father's sheep. When a lion or a bear came and carried off a sheep from the flock, I went after it, struck it, and rescued the sheep from its mouth. When it turned on me, I seized it by its hair, struck it, and killed it. Your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them because he has defied the armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and from the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine. Saul said to David, go and the Lord will be with you. But listen to this. Then Saul dressed David in his own tunic. He put a coat of armor on him and a bronze helmet on his head. David fastened on his sword over the tunic and tried walking around because he was not used to them. I cannot go in these, he said to Saul, because I have not used them. So he took them off. Then he took his staff in his hand, chose 5 smooth stones from the stream, put them in the pouch of his shepherd's bag, and with his sling in his hand, approached the Philistine. What a powerful story. Very familiar story. You've probably heard this before. But what I want to point out here is when David wore the armor of Saul, he tried in vain to go to slay the giant. See, when he was weighed down with these pressures and with the armor of another, he could not go to defeat the Philistine. And it was only in the last verses here when he took off the armor of Saul and embraced his own unique identity in God that he was able to go and slay the giant that was before him. See, David wasn't a warrior, but that's okay. He was a shepherd with a big God. David wasn't a warrior king. David wasn't the guy that wore the heavy armor. He was a shepherd boy, but he had a big God. And David was beloved. David actually means beloved. David, that name, it means beloved. And David was beloved. He had history with God. David didn't need the sword or the armor of the king. And that word Saul means asked for. Asked for, asked for. I'm asking for. David means beloved. See, we have to see this. We'll get into this in a little bit, but we have to see that he didn't need to be anything but have his God and his sling and his stone. He didn't need the armor. He didn't need all that other stuff. He just needed to be David, the beloved, with a big God and with his sling and his stone. He didn't try to be a warrior. He didn't try to be any other thing other than himself. David simply said this, I have been taking care of my father's sheep and goats, and when a lion or bear comes to steal a lamb from the flock, I go after it with a club and rescue the lamb from its mouth. And if the animal turns on me, I catch it by the hair or by the jaw, and I club it to death. I have done this to both lions and bears, and I'll do it to this pagan Philistine too. See, so he just rests in his history, he rests in his God, but ultimately what is he doing? He's resting in, I am beloved. David clung to his own personal history with God, and his identity is beloved. He didn't need impressive battle stories. He didn't need titles. He didn't need other different roles. All he needed was his own stories from the field of intimacy. And I'm telling you, again, David means beloved. Saul means asked for. And what we see in this story in 1 Samuel 17 is, look, in this life and the demands and the people and the enemy and everything few and far and in between all of this, it asks for much. It's like Saul. This life will ask for much from you. It'll put more demands on you. It'll put weight of pressure upon you like armor. But here's the key. David knew that the key to walking in victory in life and victory in overcoming the giants was to remain the beloved. Remain the beloved. I'm telling you, you don't need to be anything but beloved. This is the call for you. This is the call for me. We are called to be beloved with God. And I'm telling you that there's grace that's released in and through your life when you remain as beloved. There's lots of other titles and responsibilities and pressures that could be put on you in this world and in this life, but there's only one that matters: beloved, beloved, beloved. See, like Saul with David, life tries to put armor upon you. This life will try to put armor around you. It'll try to weigh you down with many identities, pressures, titles, and responsibilities. You know, you're a spouse, you're a parent, you're a leader, you're a pastor, you're fivefold grace, you're an author, you're a preacher, or whatever it is, you fill in the blank. But I'm telling you, the list goes on and on and on what could be put upon you based on what you do. Everything, and that's the thing about this, everything in this world works to define you by what you do, rather than who you are and who your God is. But when we rest in beloved, when we rest is, I am the beloved. I need to just be loved. Let him love me, and I'm going to pour my love back on him. This is the primary posture that I'm supposed to walk in. When we live and stay in that place, what we're doing is we're letting who we are and who God is be the definition of everything, the definition of our success, the definition of identity. See, you're just meant to be a little shepherd boy with a big God. I mean, isn't that awesome? That's simple. If you strip it all away, all your titles, all your responsibilities in the business world, wherever you are, in the marketplace, in ministry, in your home life, if you strip all of that away and boil it down to one thing, you are supposed to be a little shepherd with a big God. A little shepherd with a big God. A son or a daughter or a bride. This is how we slay the giants that are before us, because all of us, we face giants in this life. We all have giants that we'll face. And how we overcome them, again, is by remaining as his beloved. Just get lost in his love. Just love. Get lost in his love for you. Don't let anything take you from the place of first love and from resting in his love, receiving his love. Sometimes we get so good at all the different skills and all the different tasks that we have in life, we forget to stop to let him love up on us or to love up on him. And it's this place that is our source of strength. Why don't we just be like a son or a daughter and just climb up on his lap for a while? What if we just took more time to listen to his voice or look into his eyes? I'm telling you, before you are a spouse, you are a parent, you are a child, you are a leader, whatever your vocational role is, whatever your gift or grace is, whatever your skills are, or anything else, you are beloved. You are his beloved. He loves you. He loves us. His heart beats our name. His eyes burn for you. His eyes burn for you. His heart beats for you. He loves you. See, there are not many identities. There is one. Beloved. Beloved son, beloved bride. Beloved. Just be loved. See, you are not the sum of your roles or your titles or your skills. And I'm telling you that all those things will eventually pass away anyways. But there's one thing that you will eternally always be: beloved. Beloved, beloved, beloved. So I want to encourage you like David. David means beloved. This life is like Saul. asking much of us, trying to put much upon us. But I want to encourage you to live like David. Be a shepherd, be beloved, live in your love with him. Let him love you, let you love him. Let the love between you and the Father be the fuel for your life. Let it be the center of everything. And from that place of being beloved is where you see the victory for the giants that you face in your life. And you'll have overcoming power as you remain in that place of love. So let's remain there. Hey, I hope that this is encouraging you. I want to encourage you to subscribe, hit the button below, also to like and comment, because I want to hear from you. And lastly, share this video if it's impacted you. Share this on a text, on your social media, in an email, so that somebody else can be blessed by this video as well. Thanks so much for watching. You take care. I'll talk to you later.